Actually, you were thinking the way, or you guys both were thinking the way I was. Is I'm gonna do a introduction and hand you the mic.
Oh, I thought you said you were going to do a little interview.
No, introduction. I don't know what I said. Interview. No, I didn't mean to say interview. I meant to say introduction.
Well, I had said interview because that way you can squeeze out of me what you want.
You did say. Okay,
I really don't know what direction you want to take this tonight. I was thinking maybe you could just ask whatever questions you want to get answered. And
okay.
That way I'm not rambling all over the place.
Well, my thought is to do this first instead of last, like we did last time.
Okay.
And then I'll do the slideshow.
Then I'll just do a quick basically why I'm here, why I think this is good, and why being your own boss is the only way to fly.
I love that. I'm 65 years old. I've been my boss most of my life, and I'm a good one too.
Yeah, I know. I'm a pretty big pushover for my employee, me.
You're nice to yourself. That's great.
That's right.
I love it. So I have 3 daughters, 9 grandchildren, and 4 great grandchildren, and I know you've got a few yourself.
I got 3 boys. Yep.
That's it so far, right? So they're graduate. Anyway, we might do that on the call, on the interview, because I love hearing about your family.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
I've got something about that I'm gonna write it down, so I'm gonna try to remember to say something. All right, so we're still 5 minutes ahead. We're doing good. The main thing about what we do right now is we record, and then I get it out to people, and sometimes we get it posted on Facebook, but I am able to send it to people in my network. I've got a pretty strong network. So I brought in 296 people into Snap.
Oh, great.
And 296, that turned into 5,100 people. So
wow, isn't that great?
It sure is. I love it.
I got to tell you, as good as Snap was, and then as big as those returns are, I got to believe that what we're doing here with the roofing is going to rival that, and will never end.
That's the point. Absolutely the point. It's never ending. It's bad when you start thinking about tornadoes, though. Like we had tornadoes rip from Dixon, Tennessee, which is about an hour west of Nashville, to Nashville all the way to Cookeville, which is another hour. Back in 2000, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago, killed 23 people, hundreds of houses and buildings destroyed. And the unfortunate part of that is it happens. The fortunate part for us as we go in and help people get the quality and the work done that you do as a company.
Well, here's the thing. Every product you could come up with has a half-life. Everything that could be used in a multi-level marketing setting is going to have a half-life, and they all have. They've made their splash and they're gone, and some of them have had a longer half-life than others. Roofing is it's going to go on forever. I mean, the one thing that a meal in your belly and a roof over your head are the 2 things that you have to have to make it in this world, and we're honing in on the one that everybody has to have, and that no matter what happens in this world, roofs are there. They're needed, and guess what? When they get damaged, they got to get repaired. Otherwise, the whole house is destroyed, or business is destroyed. And so they create their own. Not only everybody have to have a roof. No roof lasts forever, and Mother Nature makes sure of that. Especially in the South and Southeast, we might be talking about. You might see that if you get involved in this today over the course of your lifetime in this business, you might see that roof done multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
One roof.
I understand it. I see you have one of the Eagle cams that I'm pretty sure I've had on Webcam Central or somewhere like that, but that's an Eagle cam, right?
Yeah, my wife has that one. That's in out in the mountains in eastern California, and just south of where we are here. And my wife loves watching those eagles and their little eaglets. That we've been watching them since they were hatched.
Yeah, I was watching them during the snow recently, like 2 months ago.
Well, yeah, I saw that. There was one, at least on this one, where it snowed one night, and the mama was in there covered in snow, and the nest was covered in snow, and those babies were under her.
Yeah, love it. People generally don't get to these meetings on time at the time we
No,
tell
they're
them.
always 5 minutes late.
Always 5 minutes late. And you know what? I'm thinking about some of the meetings I do is to start 15 minutes early and just tell them that's when we're starting and see what happens. I did that before. It kind of works.
Well, we've got a few people coming in.
You see, Miss Bogle, I've known Vivian and her husband for 30 plus years. They've been in business with me. She's out of Florida. Say hello, Vivian. Not you, her. I'm joking. She can unmic. She's a great lady. Where's that camera at, Vivian? We need to see what you look like tonight.
It's a bad hair day.
Is it that bad? Come on.
No, not tonight.
Not tonight. Okay. Well, she's a very professional looking lady and has a great look. That's how I can say that and get away with it.
Yeah, you must be careful what you say, Rodney.
Well, we have decided we have that brother-sister relationship. So we get a little bit, snappy every now and then, like, well, you know this, and I know what you're trying to say. So we have a good time. She's one of many, but my key person in my business life, just an amazing person. We've been through a lot, haven't we, Vivian?
Well, yes, over the years we certainly have.
Yeah. Her husband retired. He's not in the picture anymore. So Jim, her husband, but hey, it's good to have you here. And I know now, let's see, it's still only the three of us, but we'll wait around. And the thing we will do, and I enjoy doing, is no matter who's showing up, is again, I've already got the recording going, so that way I don't forget. But I'll go back and edit this, and we'll have a start point, just like Mr. Michael's doing as his executive producer job allows him to. He's excited about that. It's funny to watch his comments about that. So are you close to wrapping up production so that you can now have that new series out?
Oh, we've already done with season 1. We're actually working on season 2 now.
Love it. How many do you think you might do?
Well, it's as many seasons as long as people are wanting to watch, we'll keep doing seasons. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, I love it for decades then. That's great. I'm excited about the fact that people will be able to watch it on a network that's not focused on one channel. The HGTV, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's nice.
Welcome to the room, Lamar. I'm Rodney Bush, if we haven't met, and this is Mr. Clint Robertson, who I'll formally introduce in just minutes away as we get a few more people in here. We are recording, so you're welcome to be on camera if you want to. Don't have to, and you've got about a minute or so or two if you want to say hello. We don't mind tell us where you're from, if you wish, what city, state. Always like to know people where they're at. Are you involved with Michael with any of the other verticals like solar that he's talking about bringing to the table?
Me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm involved in the whole ball of wax.
Well, that's good to hear. I really am glad to hear that. That's just one of those questions I haven't asked him and was sitting around thinking about. So. The one thing I read about you recently, and I'll be bringing this into the introduction, but so I know you're an attorney, you're also a CPA, and you are where we're bringing in FICA tax recovery, right?
Yeah, I think that's going to be good.
It's going to be huge. Been around since 1993 and not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I'll mention that later I started saying the show. So I was in radio down in Daytona Beach quite a few years ago, and when I came out of radio, I was at talk shows, and when I came out, I had 9 shows. My most memorable, my biggest day in memories was when 911 happened. I was on the air filling in, doing drive time news and weather.
Oh, no way! And you carried that programming.
So what we did at the station is the owner called me. He said, "Switch over to at that point CNN." So I did, and went to the bank and got as much cash as I could and went home. because I didn't know what was happening. I was going to have me some cash with me that day, or
Exactly.
for a while. Yeah, long 26 years ago. I think that's
It's hard to
about
believe
right.
it's been that long, isn't it?
It really is. Well, I still want to wait a couple minutes before we go official. Does your hat say Wynn, like the Wynn Casino? Yeah, it does. I know the signature. I was there the day it opened.
You know, I was there the week it opened. Not the
Wow.
first day, but I was there the week it opened.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
Do
determined.
you remember how they that mosaic of tile on the floor? How on day one they hadn't installed it properly, and they had guys in there cordoning off all that beautiful mosaic and having to rework on it while they were trying to open.
I didn't know. I didn't see that. I don't remember.
Right in front of the elevators as you walk back into it was right in the
So
middle
I
of
had
everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I might have had a drink or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe that's what people tend to do there.
Yeah. Well, I won't wait too long. It's 5 minutes into this. We have a couple people, but I know we're going to have a couple more pop in. But again, they can go back and watch the recording. If you want me to start, I will. If you want to wait a minute or two, we will. What do you want to do?
You're the boss.
No, I won't say that. Not in front of you. So, any chance you met Herschel Walker?
I had not met Herschel Walker, although Herschel Walker was on The Apprentice the season before I was on it.
Yeah. He was 2 years behind me in school. I saw every high school game he ever played. He was playing football and I was playing the drums.
You know, he was the all-time. Well, you know, he was in college for 3 years before he went pro, and he was the SEC Player of the Year all 3 years.
I was in
Bo
the
Jackson
Philippines.
was only the SEC Player of the Year. He was in college 4 years and was only the SEC Player of the Year, I think, 1 or 2 of those years.
You know your football.
Well, I know college sports. That's my favorite.
That's awesome. Yeah, I had the privilege. Our families were close. His mom and my mom worked at the same factory, a pants factory.
Oh, wow.
And the short story is I was their insurance agent for a time, and I went in one time and Herschel wasn't there at that visit, and his father took me into the trophy room, which is a pretty big room, maybe a 30 by 30, pretty big room, a lot of trophies. And we were just talking about it, and he walked over to the Heisman and he looked at it and he grabbed it and he lifted it up and handed it to me.
Wow.
I held the Heisman. That's the least amount of
Wow.
effort I put
I
in for
understand it's a
trophy.
very, very heavy trophy.
It's very heavy. I was shocked. And that was actually the next thing I was about to say. But I'll tell you, it's 8:07 to honor your time. We'll do an official start. I want to get my note ready. I've got a note I want to use, and I'll go to that in just a moment. And since we're already recording, in fact, I will just do a 3, 2, 1, and I'll start talking. And if you will just lead in as I finish your introduction, and we'll have a good
You just and ask me whatever you want to ask me.
Okay. So we're going to do a 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. Rodney Bush. I'm in Lebanon, Tennessee, which is near Nashville. No, not the country Lebanon, but Lebanon, near Mount Juliet and Hermitage on the east side of Nashville. We're here to talk about Revolution Roofing. And actually, there's going to be a few more things involved into the Revolution. I call it the Revolution Network. But the excitement tonight first is that I have with me Mr. Clint Robertson. I've had a great time getting to watch his history and learn about him and what he's done. He's one of the owners of this. He is, I'm telling you, multi-talented like few. He's a licensed attorney, television personality, and he's best known for his rugged contractor half of HGTV's hit renovation duo, the Boise Boys. He may talk about it in a minute, but he has another show coming out. He's a native of Texas over in Fort Worth, and his career is defined by a relentless drive that spans law, accounting, real estate, and again, reality TV. Has a great family man, knows his football. So again, he's an attorney. He went to school and he got a doctorate, I think it was, at Southern Methodist University School of Law, and again CPA, and went to Texas Christian University. Well, I'm excited to have you here, sir, and very honored to have you here and know that we're working with you. I love telling people that I work with and for Mr. Clint Robertson of Boise Boys HDTV. So that's my story. But if you will, bring us up to light a little bit about what have you guys been doing. I know Mr. Paul Michael is busy, and you guys have been around the clock with a lot of projects. We're working on an app, which I'm going to show a clip later, just a few seconds of the app that's being developed. Tell us what you will, sir.
Well, I thank you for that intro. Obviously overblown as usual, but thank you very much. If I can live up to your introductions, then I've won life's lottery. Well, Paul, speaking of someone who is you can't overstate, and that's Paul and his tenacity. And he's at it again. Paul has, it's like whatever he touches seems to turn to gold. And I think that's just because he just kind of knows. He has a feel for business and a feel for where things are going. Well, I won't steal his thunder from next week, but Paul has really worked diligently over the past few days on this app that basically it really is amazing. I've seen it in action. Utilizes AI and satellite views as well as drone views to actually put together a recommendation and basically diagnose a roof without even getting up on it. And if you need to get up on it and take a few pictures, send a drone up, or even use the available satellite imagery, you basically have a professional in your pocket that tells you everything you need to know about that roof. It's really going to send this business to the next level. It's something I'm excited about, and I've actually been with Paul while he's applied it during the test runs on my roof on a business roof we have up in Boise, and it was amazing. Paul actually asked me I think he set me up, honestly. He asked me a lot of questions about the roof we were standing on, and then he said, "Well, let me run this through my AI," and lo and behold, everything I had just told Paul was wrong with that roof, the things we needed to look at, the whys, the hows, the type of roof, it went through the list. And basically, I said, "Paul, you don't even need me. I mean, this is exactly what this is telling you exactly what you need to hear here." And you've basically got an expert in your pocket now. So anyway, we're excited about seeing that come out. But you're right. I'm very fortunate that I've had the opportunity to go through the training I've had, as an attorney, a CPA, real estate broker. But it's all actually led to me being a broker, real estate broker, and a real estate guy. And more importantly, what I know about things like roofs and other parts of home construction are fortunate just because I have spent my life learning these things and teaching myself these things. I'm very fortunate that I've just been thrown in and had to learn how to because I don't want to be taken advantage of. So I spend a lot of time learning on my own. What is the structure of a roof? What goes into a plumbing system, an electrical system, all the different systems of a home? Because unlike a lot of folks, I didn't start with a lot of funding. I didn't have a golden ticket when my parents passed away. In fact, when my dad died, I inherited my mother to take care of, and so I had to be resilient and make my own way. And so I didn't have a lot of funds, and so I wanted to make sure I was spending them in the right way. And doing so meant that I needed to learn this business before I just relied on a subcontractor telling me what needed to be done and also how much it was going to cost. So from the School of Hard Knocks, I've learned all these things. And the good thing is the folks who are part of this don't have to learn through the School of Hard Knocks what I've learned. They can actually, use these apps from people that, like Paul. They can use the information we've already accumulated. we don't want to make this difficult. We don't want anybody to be a roof expert. We want you to just know people. We want you to tell people about the big opportunities that are involved here. And, you know, before we got on the phone, Rodney, we were talking about roofing, and, you know, there are very few things that you can say this product is going to stand the test of time, because most products that most of us have been involved in, you know, when we're dealing with relationship, a business like this one, have been a product that's may be able to help people. But guess what? A newer, better product comes out that can help people, and then we have to kind of retool. You saw that during ERC. It was incredible, but it had a shelf life. It was done after so many months. Roofs and roofs stand alone with like food as the two things that people have to survive: a roof over your head and a hot meal in your stomach. And we are addressing something that is essential for people. And guess what about roofs? We haven't mastered a roof today that doesn't have to be replaced. Unless everybody goes back to living in caves, we're going to have to replace roofs. And so not only will a roof always have to be over someone's head, it always has to stay in good repair. We add an extra layer to that if you live down in the south or the southeast, or you know, middle America, where, you know, we face tornadoes every year. So we have to be on top of a roof, not just one time when the house is built, but multiple times when the roof needs repairing. So that's why this product, this relationship, all you have to have is the relationship with someone who has a roof. We do the rest. And guess what? That person, in the time you know that you've known them, or will know them in the future, they're going to need a new roof. It's just the way it is. So we're excited about the product. We're excited about how the tools we're putting together for you. I'm not going to steal Paul's thunder next week in the really awesome technology that we've got. I'm sure he'll do some demonstrating, but just know I love this. I love what I'm doing. I've taken all the hard knocks of coming up and learning how to operate in the construction realm, so you don't have to. It's a dog eat dog realm. But guess what? All you have to be is someone who knows other people, someone who knows someone who has a roof. If you want to learn more, if you want to have get educated in it, you're in the right place, because we're going to take you as far as you want to go. But as of right now, hey, just know some folks who have a roof, and know that we have all the services that you can possibly imagine. We even have in our bag of tricks a public adjuster who actually figures out when the insurance company wants to pucker up and not pay you what they owe you. We have a guy who comes in and says, "No, sir, Mr. and Mrs. Insurance Adjuster, we have it right here that you owe us 3 times as much as you're saying you owe us." So we have ways not only of helping folks get new roofs, we have ways to help them get the maximum value from their insurance company when when there's nothing else to say to the insurance company. We can come in and actually bring another avenue for you to collect. So it's a great business. It has high profit margins, which means high returns for you. So we're excited about having everybody involved. And Rodney, I won't steal the rest of your meeting tonight, but we've got folks here who are excited about this as I am.
So we're going to get this out to a lot of people, by the way, recording. But one thing I heard you say a few weeks ago, you were talking about property managers. You had found one yourself, or knew one yourself, that maybe had dozens or 100 plus roofs. Tell us a little bit about that, if you will, again.
Well, that was the first thought when this came up. I thought, well, you know, I've got a friend who I've been referring people to who needed homes to be managed. You know, in this day and age, there are a lot of people who buy multifamily or single family dwellings to have them managed by someone else, so they don't have to live in the town and go out and repair toilets and do those things that everybody has to do when you've got a rental property. You got a property manager doing it. And these people have 10, 20, some of them hundreds of properties. Well, the first call I made was to a friend of mine in Wichita Falls, Texas. And I said, you know what? I've sent you some business, but if I were still one of your customers, if you still had one of my properties like you used to before I sold them, I would think this would be of benefit. I would like to know if my roof needed repair before the water starts leaking down the walls, and especially for free. And that's a free service you can offer to all your people. All you have to say is, listen, Mr. and Mrs. Property Manager, I'm going to give you a free service to offer to your clients to help you retain more clients and make the clients you have happier. Because we're going to send someone up on every roof you've got and tell you the condition it's in. And that way, we not only can help you get the money and get it repaired if you need it repaired, but also take a memorial of what your roof is today. So when that insurance company comes around and tries to deny the claim, saying that you had a pre-existing condition, we say, oh no, take a look at this. This was the status of the roof on this date, and if you if you just want to take a look at these pictures, you can't deny this claim because no, it was in perfect condition as of this date, but now look where it is today. So there's a lot of advantages we can offer to property managers. And the good thing about property managers is the minute you offer this service, you're not just getting one roof for them to look at. You're getting, 20, 30, 40. As I mentioned, I've got a guy in up in Boise. I don't know if I mentioned him yet, but I've got a guy in Boise who is part of a group called Key Renter. And he has 400 homes in Boise. We've already got a deal working where we're going to look at his roofs in Boise, all the 400 roofs he's got here that he leases out for absentee owners. But guess what? He's involved. He's one of the top folks in this franchise. And he just got back from their big franchise convention. And he spoke to the owner of the franchise. And they're excited about rolling this out to over 10,000 roofs nationwide. So that's in the work for us. All it takes is you asking one question. I didn't know this guy was a big had a membership in a big national franchise, but I asked the question, and now we're we're negotiating us to look at 10,000 roofs, and without question, if we look at 10,000 roofs, we're going to get 1,000 of them. That's just the way it is. I mean, unless something's very strange, you're not going to look at 10 roofs and not find one. And if you do, if you look at 20 roofs and don't find one, know that the next 20 you look at, you might find 4. It's just a numbers game. And all you have to do is put the word out there to anyone who has a roof or anyone who works with people who have roofs. And that doesn't mean just residential roofs. We've got one guy in this company who picked up a data center. Do you know how many square feet are on it? The millions of square feet are on one data center, and how much money this guy's making over $7,000 a week off of what he brought in on this data center. So this is not pie in the sky. This is real. This is reality. And what better time to get into this than in a time when all these data centers are going up? It's spring. I mean, storms are going to be coming across. You're going to be able to help your friends and family while at the same time provide a good roof, provide a good service to your friends and family, and have a huge opportunity to provide for your own family.
So very clearly, this includes new roofs, not just remodeled or replacement roofs. And one thing
if you know a contractor who hires roofers, hey, guess what? We're very competitive. We can send our guys in there and compete with anyone. In fact, we're very close to landing every. I won't name the name of the company because I don't want to put them on because we're in the process of negotiating right now. Just say they are the cornerstone to these big. They have a giant, tens of thousands of feet warehouse in every one of their strip centers that they own and operate, and they have 1,000 of these businesses across the U.S. And guess what? We are in the catbird seat to get every one of those. So we're negotiating that right now. And that just came from one of our folks saying, hey, I happen to know the people who replace these roofs for such and such company. And one thing led to the other. We do, but that's because we're doing all the heavy lifting. All this guy did was make the acquaintance. And thankfully, because of what I know about this business, I'm able to talk turkey with the people who are, operating these big jobs, and all. It's easy for me. It's just a math equation. If we can get the job, and we'll beat someone else because of our volume.
Something I heard early on, a couple of things, but quality. I've heard that you make sure you get the quality. You're not just after the cheapest products. I've heard. Tell us a little bit about cheap versus your quality.
Well, everybody's got a crew with a new guy on it. That's just the way it is. I don't want the crews with half of new guys on them. We have guys who've been doing this a long time, who they come out. They're known for their quality. They've been in business a long time. There are a lot of fly-by-night roofers who are in business for just long enough for the lawsuits to roll up, and then they get sued. Then they file for bankruptcy and open a company in a new name and do the same thing over and over again. That's not who we are. That's not, we have the volume where we don't have to be those folks. And guess what? Materials. Materials is a place where you want really good quality for your roof as well, because if you have poor materials, you're just inviting future issues. Because of our volume, we negotiate the best deals, and because of my ability to utilize my television relationships, we also have an agent, a products agent, who goes out and finds products that we can feature on our show. And then we say, hey guys, we've got in tow thousands of roofs all across America. So we want your number one best pricing for our materials, so that we'll have those materials drop shipped to the site of wherever they need to be to repair the roof. And those materials are going to come at a fraction of the cost of anybody else, because they don't get the same pricing that we get and are going to get on all of our materials. So not only are we saving money there, we're saving money by having quality teams who believe in us enough to not charge us what they charge the average Joe for a home, because they know they're going to get lots of more roofs from us than just the one. So not only are the crews giving us their best rates, we're getting the best rates in the materials. And we're a known commodity, and we're known for quality.
I love it. So one thing I think about when I think about what you're doing is we go in, there's a bad roof for whatever reason new, but when we have damage or tornadoes or maybe hail damage cause some of this, but obviously there's going to be some damage lower than the roof. Do you handle that too? Do we go down to the walls and the carpet, or what do you guys do?
If you have someone who let's say one of the folks on this call tonight brings us a roof, just a standard home roof that costs $50,000 to repair, there's usually there's usually a 25% profit margin in that roof. Sometimes it's higher, especially if we find more damage. But anything we find that we repair after that, that's profit. And the good thing about us, because we negotiate the best rates of materials and subs, the profit is even bigger, a bigger percentage. And what happens with a bigger percentage of profit? When you bring us the job, your percentage is bigger as well, because of the work we've done. We've done the work to make the slice of the pie bigger, because we're lowering costs. So you're doing the job of finding the folks. We're doing the job of not only giving you a percentage of our profit, we're maximizing that percentage just by our ability to get high quality products at discount prices, and the same goes for our crews.
Love it. Well, I'm excited about this. Thank you for your time tonight. We're just elate. I'm ecstatic about the whole thing. I get it. People who can look long term, knowing that roofs are always going to be here. Like you said in the beginning, we're always going to have roofs, and they're going to be replaced for various reasons. Maybe every 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it might be.
Well, guess what? If one person brings let's say you bring one person into this who has a roof that needs to be replaced, and you make $2,500, $5,000 from that roof that needs to be replaced. If you live in the South, especially the Southeast, that person you recommended over, they're going to remember you. They're going to remember the job we did. And every time that roof has an issue, guess who's going to get the call? It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for having me here tonight. Look forward to talking to everybody and making this thing a bigger reality and putting some money in everybody's pockets.
Well, we look forward to having you back, folks. I'm going to just go over a few slides tonight at this point, and also I'm going to show you a very brief video that Paul sent me about the app itself. And so I think I'll just go ahead and go over the slides first. And the reason for the slides is because there's going to be more opportunities, more verticals, we call it, in this. So I'm going to bring that up in just a moment here. Yes, one moment. Well, I think we're going to have to skip the slides tonight. Don't see them. They may have, there they are. All right, I'm going to go this again. I don't want to take a long time because of the length of the recording, because some people will give up after a while. But this is the Revo Network, Revolution Roofing, and much, much more. And that's what we're going to learn. So I'm just going to flip through this. I'm not going to read this to you. We talk about the benefit of who we are, leveraging our relationships, monetizing our connections. That's what networking is. I know that most people understand that. And what we're leaning toward is where we're going in the future with many, many projects. So we're going to emphasize the importance of relationships, generating income, endless incomes, repeat incomes, and monetizing this. So what I'm going to do is I'm getting excited to move forward a little bit because I'm going to show you a little bit more about the app itself. If you don't know about the app at all, it's an app that does appraisals. And again, I don't have the details yet, but in a moment you'll see a little bit, and I'll pause it long enough so you can understand enough to get you excited to come back next week. By the way, Paul said that he might do a meeting between now and next Tuesday. So you don't wait for next week. Watch your Facebook group, the Revolution Roofing group in Facebook, and watch your email. He told me to make sure that you watch those two things so you can get that special invitation to be actually one of the very first people to see that. Another thing Paul has done is he has brought in an attorney who's specializing in personal accidents, recovery from injuries, an injury attorney that you're going to be able to refer people and get paid on that. So I think it's kind of endless when you know what Paul has done and will do. He's going to bring opportunity upon opportunity. You see on this page, solar. That might be a part of what you become a part of. You get a roof repaired and you just happen to have a conversation. It's like, look, have you considered solar? There's some tax benefits to that right now. And the list goes on. So I'm going to lean towards the fact that for once in my life, I'm 65, I'm enjoying multiple streams of income. And I counted last week and I have 6. And this might be 7, or it might be adding 8. And the one that we have coming to the network is tax credits. This is FICA tips tax credits for restaurant owners currently, when hospitality has been added as of last July from the big, beautiful bill. And there's a bundle of money in helping restaurant owners recover the FICA tax. FICA is Social Security and Medicare taxes they paid in, and they can get at least 3 years of recovering that money. The average recovery is about $100,000. And so you're going to learn what this network offers. And then another one, as you see on the screen, is credit card processing. And what Paul has said here is you can share in the exit of $1 billion company. How would you like to be a part of $1 billion company and have a tiny piece of the pie of a multi-billion dollar company? So as we round the corner, here's an example of what Mr. Robertson was talking about. If you think about getting one of these larger jobs, and the one this other guy mentioned, it was millions, but let's look at an average roof in America is a $500,000 job. So for referring a roof like that of that price, you're going to earn a 10% commission. Is 10% of the profit. And again, Mr. Robertson mentioned very clearly that if the price of the job goes up because of extra jobs within, I call it from the roof down. I've got a little project I've created called, or I'll kind of like an ebook, from the roof down. Other things can happen, but that 500,000 could go up. So instead of just 10% of a number, so you got to look at what is the profit first. So whatever the profit is, we get 10% in our pockets. In this case, $12,500. So I can get excited and get all caught up in that doing examples, but we won't do that tonight. Duplicate. I was learned to duplicate a long time ago. Somebody said, Rodney, if you help enough other people get what they want and what they need and what they work for, you can help them become successful. But in doing so, help enough, and we become very successful. And I've enjoyed doing that for decades. I love doing that. I love helping people make 6 figures. Have you ever done that? It feels good when you look at, their kitchen table is a little bit different. The quality of what they have, maybe the quality of the home, a lot of things change when you help other people. And that's what I'm all about. You can think of this in many ways, the power of 3. I was in a company once where they let us bring 3 people in, but if you brought 4, you had to stack them. And you had to put the next person on the next level, which was 9 people. And if that filled up, then if you brought another person, you had to put them under that. But the network could fill up. This is not about doing that at all. What we have is a unilevel availability to go out and get as many clients as you want by yourself. And if you don't want to build a team, that's fine. If you just want to get customers. But if you're a team builder like I am, you can network unilaterally. There's no stacking. There's no worrying about that. And that is a concern if you had that kind of plan. And that is just not the case here. So I am going to wrap this up so that I can actually have just a minute now to show that video. So I'm going to clear the screen here in just a second. And I've got to find my network page. And we are going to watch a video, a very, very brief video of what Paul sent me. And I think, give me a moment just to make sure I've got the right one pulled up. It will take me a minute. There it is. And I'm going to share that now. There's no sound with this, but just kind of watch it. And I might pause it a little bit. In the beginning is a little bit of a personal thing that Paul had on it. He did a recording of the app this evening. So he went right into where he was getting some shots from above, as you can see. And again, no details tonight, but this app, and here's the beginning of it again, is going to do a lot of things, and not to try to explain them tonight, but just wait and watch and join us for that launch. Again, you're not going to read this, it's blurry, and it's really just intended so you can get a glimpse of all the things in here, different clients. Now this screen I was there. Let me try to, I'm going to try to pause just on that screen if it'll let me right there. So I see customers, jobs, roof analysis, course, Ask Revo AI, community, leaderboard, FAQ, my profile. This ain't going to be really cool. I cannot wait. I've studied a little bit about appraisal apps and appraisal things. And so some of you are going to be better at this than others. And some people can go out in the field and some people can't. But we'll learn what we can do, how we can do it. And we'll play the rest of this. Again, just easing through it. Revo roofing course. So it sounds like we're going to get an education here. Roofing materials and methods. And again, I'm guessing, but he said show it. So I'm show and I'm now tell. So how do I document hail damage? I'm not going to go into this. Again, just stay tuned. I'm going to go ahead and let this play through. We've been here for a minute tonight, about 30, and we're going to keep this short. But again, thank you, Mr. Robertson. I am honored and pleased to be working under your direction and guides and successes. And I've spent my whole life doing that. I tell people I'm a little bit of Zig Ziglar. I'm a little bit of Robert Schuller. And I'm going to be a little bit more of Mr. Clint Robertson of his knowledge. I'm talking about knowledge. And that's who we are. We are what we study, and we make those choices. And from that, we become a level of success. So thanks for being here tonight. And we will see you next time. Watch your email and watch that Revolution Roofing group in Facebook. If you're not a part, join it. And we will see you next time. Good night.